Hello and good evening, everybody, and welcome to the final three of the Firestarter Battle Royale. What do we call these? Mini tournaments? Tonight, our race is down to fcoughlin himself, Shatty, and CaptainGreen7. Here to guide you along the way, I'm Mr. Cab with Random Effect, and we should have a good race here tonight. You doing good tonight, Random?
Yeah, doing fantastic. I kind of wish I was still in this, but this is a great top three here, and it should be a very exciting match. These the flags for this are very interesting, and I think really really make for some really good watching and playing throughout. It's got a lot of it could be high variance depending on what you're rolled in terms of the dungeon layouts. But starting with the red candle and starting with an 8-pack of bombs really does sort of move things along very quickly, and I really like that about Zelda 1 Randomizer in general, but these flags especially.
Yeah, the goal here was kind of have a candle, have some bombs, go nuts, as it looks like we're getting underway. And certainly from there, well, we had to do something so it wasn't too easy.
Yeah, and they're starting off in the waterfall.
Yep, the full start shuffle here. So 2 potion caves to open up. That's always fun. Shatty using his usual, at this point, I guess traditional even, Mario sprite set. So enjoy that in the top right corner. Shatty's going to be the only one to check the Lost Hills here too.
Yeah, it's interesting play right now. Do you want to go over the highlights of the flag set, so what people can be looking for?
Certainly, the highlight here is that red candle and starting set of bombs. But beyond that, things start getting a lot meaner from there. If you're familiar with Consternation, as Captain Green is entering a dungeon there. If you're familiar with Consternation, this is kind of similar to that. It's sort of the base. So everything's shuffled. Hearts are shuffled. Caves are shuffled. All that other good stuff. White sword, hearts. But the dungeons, we don't know exactly what this dungeon is. Obviously, there's a question mark up there, so we don't have a number as Fred joins Captain Green in there. It could be first quest. It could be second quest. It could be a shape. We just don't know yet. There's also extra bosses, so that Goma, not really a mistake there. And just on top of that, remove open stairs. When I was making this flag set, it didn't quite occur to me as Captain takes a death to a Patra. There's a lot of bosses that actually you need a sword, not something else to kill. So those items aren't going to be free.
Yeah, I've noticed with these flag sets, I feel like there's a lot of variance here with sort of what you can be expected to do with a seed, which is really cool. So yeah, as mentioned, this is a mixed plus shapes dungeon quest. So we're going to get some mixture of first quest, second quest, and shapes dungeons. I believe the only caveat is we can't have all of one. So we can't have 1 through 6 and 7 through 9 are not all shapes or all first quest or all second quest. It has to be some type of combo. Another important factor is the bomb dropping enemies are changed.
Oh yes, drop groups are shuffled. So we don't know who's dropping the bombs, like you said.
Yeah, we just saw the red Octorok on Fred's screen dropped one of them, so there we go.
Fred dancing around this Patra here. Did we just go off?
Nice damage boost. And this could potentially be an item. Trolled.
We do have super rotes on Fred's screen. That's a second quest enemy. We wouldn't see them unless there was at least one set of second quest dungeons in here.
Yeah, correct. So it looks like Shatty has entered whatever level this is to join Fred, but needs to be able to go through. What's up?
Fred just got the map. We are in the Lion's Head of level 8 from first quest.
All right. So 7, 8, and 9 are going to be the first quest layouts.
And given we see super ropes, that makes 1 through 6 second quest dungeons. The biggest thing there is level 4 is going to be your dungeon that has 2 items in that first set. Well, really 3 once you count the floor item of the heart container. And it is a huge just block of rooms, which is kind of a beast.
Yep, and we do see the banana on one of the staircases of level 8. This will have 3 items in it, 1 floor item and 2 staircase items. So now that we got the map and know where we're at, yeah, you better believe he's probably going to stick around to see how far he can go.
Captain Green did find a large secret there in the Dead Woods. It's worth about 114.
That's
definitely worth the positive number. It's a first quest overworld, so there's 2 more of those out there for the runners. So we'll see where they turn up. And yeah,
we're gonna double bomb this. Sorry, Dodongo. Interesting.
Folks talking out there in chat too about no sword, take the boomerang, maybe not. Part of my thought process with this whole flag set too was definitely I could give a blue candle, but everybody talks about how good the red candle is. You just never get it when it's useful. So have fun with it. We're putting that theory to the test.
Yeah, when I was doing this flag set in this tournament, I was doing at least most of the time I was doing about half the seeds swordless, just because I could immediately start doing a bunch of dungeons, and I'd probably have at least 3 Triforces before I got a sword, which was really nice.
Captain Green has found a hint shop. I didn't see what all of them said per se, but the one I did see was Gleeok lurks with the ladder.
Okay. Ladder and 4, and as you mentioned, that's a big dungeon. Also point out on Shatty's side, yeah, we see 7 rupee bombs. Not bad. Can be up to, what, 40 or something?
Up to 40. I think I've seen a couple of our runners have seen that a bomb shop at least.
Mm-hmm.
Another hint for Captain Green in the potion shop just outside the Dead Woods. Meet my sister along the river.
Fred
so
doing
the
a
magical
banana
sword
key.
Is. Yeah, very nice. Important to note there, the Kananaki, if you're not familiar with it, if you're in a room with a locked door, you don't have any keys, and there's a shutter door in the room, you can basically walk against that locked door as the shutter door opens, and the game will just let you through it, as Fred finds as his reward the second item of level 8. He's going to enjoy that red ring.
Yeah, and that was behind a manhandla, so really good to do that with just 1 or 2 bombs. I forget how many he did, but it wasn't that many. And
I think he got the bullseye.
Yeah, and get that really early. That could be really big depending on what else is lying in other dungeons here.
So yeah, one thing we noted last week in the race was Fred spent an awfully long time in Second Quest 7, the first dungeon most of the racers found. Most people bugged out of it. Fred stuck around in a long time, and he also now finds the Triforce. And came out with the silver arrows. So it looked like he was falling behind at first for a while, but that persistence in that case paid off. The red ring here, not the silver arrows, not that required item that you'd love to have, but no one's going to say no to the red ring.
Yeah, especially this early.
Yeah, the only case I would see somebody skipping the red ring when they see it at the bottom of the staircase is if Ganon was already dead.
Yeah, and even then, if I didn't even know where Zelda was, I'd probably still take it. If I knew where Zelda was, I probably wouldn't even be looking in staircases, but...
right.
Yeah.
Fred found the Armos item, by the way, up there at the vanilla First Quest Blue Ring shop. It is just a heart container.
Mm-hmm.
See, one of the hints down there in that bottom left corner, Shatty getting it, is just you forgot to split. And if anybody's wondering, the cave down near start along the river is where the magical sword is. And we just saw a white sword item in the cave above vanilla start. It's the book, which doesn't do anything in this flag set. So Captain Green's not even going to check to see if 5 hearts can pick it up.
Yeah, it's smart. You don't want it. If you did get a wand, you don't want it interfering with that.
Yeah, and certainly with the candle already in play, there's no need to get a fire source to burn bushes. And even then, the book's not the best one of those. And so the hunt is on.
Fred burns it though. That's proper.
Fred's just burning items today.
When isn't Fred burning items?
That's a good question. We're gonna have to check with the local fire codes for right now. Captain Green, though, finding a green dungeon northeast of Vanilla Level 1. Not sure why he's not digging into it further, but maybe he just doesn't want to go into a dungeon right now.
He probably since he's covered half of Hyrule now, he probably just wants a sword before he starts going anywhere.
Understandable.
Or at least to check this cave, in case this is a sword, then you could just go right back in. Ooh, half a heart. This is a nasty screen. And these are beefy, I think they're beefed up.
Yeah, the red candle, not exactly the best weapon to use against Lionels.
And look at that.
Yo!
Big brain plays to get in there, get the sword, and then go back. He's going to go back into this dungeon and refill up to 3 hearts and probably give it a go.
And I guess we do need to update that chat command about which tournaments open, but certainly the Spring 2020 Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament submissions, applications are available. We'll get to that more probably a little later on, but if you are interested, by all means, check the Discord.
Yep, and here we are in this green dungeon. First staircase is a transport, as it usually is.
Just trying to now play the game of which dungeon are we in. Looks like, I think we've seen columns 3 and 5, so there's a few dungeons this could still be.
Yep, and Shatty has joined Captain Green in here. There's a map, and it's level 2.
It is 2. So this is a second quest dungeon, which means we can have, specifically because it's either 2, 4, or 6, or 5, I guess, this can have walk-through walls. So even if it doesn't bomb, if it doesn't look like you can go through, you might want to double check.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Green going to be a little rewarded here now for getting that sword. He can stab Aquamentus a couple of times. And if he finds that Gleeok that Shatty found, Captain Green can advance. And it looks like Shatty actually had to up an A out of that room. There's no apparent other way out. They might be able to go left, I guess. Gleeok, one of the enemies where either a sword or the wand is required to kill it.
What is that? Is that a heart?
Yeah, mushroom on Shatty's sprite set is a heart. Captain Green's reward for slaying the Gleeok is the compass, so we know where that's one puzzle solved. Red bubbles, for those curious, is just going to be swordless. Nothing's fancy going on there.
One of the worst things that's been updated with the randomizer is to change the status of what happens when you get red bubbled, and the slowdown one is god awful.
That is the worst.
I'll take the swordless, I'll take the reverse controls, but that slowdown effect is just so bad.
The fact that it makes it so you can't even clip is extra bad.
Mm-hmm.
Shatty needs to not get hit. He just gets in ahead of a sword beam to claim the wooden sword. Now, the one thing, I mean, reverse I can kind of deal with, but it really is a mind something or other.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can't clip with slowdown, like when you try and do block clips and everything else, it just doesn't work. That is the biggest reason to hate them. So yeah, we are trying to find our way down to kind of the crossbar of the A, and it looks like the staircase is required to get there.
Oh no, Shatty was down to one enemy, he took a death.
Oh no. Captain Green studying the map, trying to figure out where he is, I guess. And yes, we can all agree, I think, that we just hate red bubbles.
Agreed.
I don't think the curse necessarily matters. Nobody likes the swordless curse. Swordless curse from red bubbles, for those not familiar with it, unlike normal bubbles where you can't use your sword for maybe like 5 some odd seconds, whatever it is, with a red bubble, you can't use your sword again at all until you touch either a blue bubble or get a full heart refill from either a potion, a fairy spring, or the Triforce piece, or save and quit. Not continue, actually save and quit.
And I think, almost 15 minutes in, Captain Green picked up our first key, one of the first keys that we've seen. I guess Fred has one as well. Maybe he picked that up deeper in 8. But not very many keys so far in the 3 dungeons. Fred's in a dungeon here, by the way, that is different than our other 2 runners, and he was pretty close in the area. So I wonder if I can't see where he just. Oh, Fred bought his key. Okay, he cheated. There we go. Thank you, tracker. I wonder if this is on the forgotten spot. Did we bomb those with the other Shatty or Captain Green? Don't know. Shatty does have the Triforce out of 2, but only got 1 item as far as I can tell. So yeah, I think Fred was up in the Forgotten area and inside of a dungeon.
I seem to be hitting the mute button way too often lately, and I'm not sure why. Fred's dungeon was on Candle Row. It was the middle tile there.
Ah, okay.
And Captain Green now also has the Triforce out of level 2. Going back in, because with the heart shuffle on, there is an item just sitting on the floor somewhere in here. You might need to clear a room to see it, though, and thus we are killing rabbits. Shatty finds a staircase in Mystery Dungeon.
Good use of the blue bubble there to bounce. J6667, yes, you did see a key in that shoot room. That is a key that exists in Second Quest, which we are having some Second Quest rooms on Rando here.
You never like seeing that transport staircase that only goes 1 room. It looks like Captain Green, though, is found in orange level. Oh, that's that's 8, isn't it?
Yeah, so Captain Green's back in 8.
Shatty's key count is about to go up. Fred now also confronted with the Gleeok, although Fred is armed with a red ring, so not nearly as difficult to battle here. Everybody now armed with the wooden sword as well, so some of these bosses are about to start dying. Shatty using the sword beam strategy here on the Gleeok. Until he takes
nice
that
fight.
hit, at least. The old sword beam from the door strat, fabled in strategy guides from the 80s. It still works.
Hey, some things don't need improving.
Hard agree there.
All right, so we have a guess at that from Theorwolf in chat that this is a level 5 on Shatty's side. We'll see.
I think we've seen, have we seen like the full 2x3 on the bottom yet for this? Because that would definitely hint at 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Been sort of peeking over at other things, so.
And Captain Green, I think this is the boomerang room?
The boomerang was on a single block room. It was in a staircase. So this is where you transport out of this, the first transport, I think. Good old Kananaki from Captain Green there as well.
Very nice.
But this is the red ring room if you go south and kills that manhandler.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It was the manhandler that Fred just got the bullseye on with the bomb. Or at least the one shot.
And Shatty has been in this room trying to avoid these bubbles and also hit this Pole's voice for a very long time.
Captain Green finding the red ring. Yeah, so far this does line up with level 5. We should see a door to the right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're probably right.
Just tanking this Gliok.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is 5. Yeah, I'm gonna call it.
Let's just call this 5. It is definitely fitting the pattern, and I don't think there's a room in these locations in First Quest 7. That's the only other thing this could really be at this point. Level 5 does have 2 transport staircases, so Shatty has now seen 3 of the transports. Captain Green still in First Quest 8. Not sure he's got the Triforce yet. Does have the red ring, so he's got the prize. But this is an 8 Triforce required seed, so might as well keep going for it. Those look like vertical bullet bills as Tektites.
Yep. And Shatty picks up the level 5 Triforce and says, yeah, I'm out of here. Maybe if he doesn't find what he needs and comes back with a bow, because there's a lot of Bull's voice in that dungeon, taking a long time to clear.
Yeah. And as the reminder there, I think that Triforce should appear in the bottom right location if you're keeping score at home, and he actually goes to the menu at some point, just because second quest dungeons are weird.
Yeah, so that's one thing I was going to point out, that in second quest, the Triforce's slots on your menu screen for 2 and 3 are flipped, 4 and 5 are flipped, and 7 and 8 are flipped. So yeah, he finished 5, it will show up in the 4 spot. And that also plays into the whistling mechanics. So if you want to go to 5, you actually have to whistle to 4 on it. So it's very interesting how that plays out. And it can confuse people when they first see the randomizer. And especially in something like Second Quest, where level 4 contains 2 items, you need to make sure that you didn't complete level 4, or you did.
Yeah. I believe it's been said, kind of internal to the game's logic, the dungeons actually are 1, 3, 2, 5, 4, 6, 8, 7 for whatever reason.
Hey, we have a blue boomerang on the ground in 2 that Fred just found.
Fred escaping the Y scrap metal. I think Fred has every other item out of there. Shatty finds out the bad news about the white sword item. Captain Green saw the boomerang in the staircase in level 8. Also didn't want it. He didn't do it the disservice of setting it on fire though. No banana chips over there. I'm not sure we saw a floor item in 8. Did we see anybody grab a heart container?
I didn't. And we are seeing an interesting sort of, I would say, early-ish Death Mountain play by Captain Green. Had the bombs, just wanted to come up here, and this is a good play. If there's something up here, a lot of people won't do this early.
Now, the more I play Randomizer, and this is just my own observations of things, a feat of strength will lead to the red candle, and we've seen the white sword item. Power bracelet required, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, we've already seen the graveyard push, so that's definitely power bracelet required.
Well, that's true. That's the odd one out. So that's the good.
That's really good information for Shatty. Yeah.
I completely forget what we were saying a moment ago.
We were talking about the levels and second quest stuff, I guess. Oh, you're talking about level 8 too, the heart container. Oh, sorry, any heart container item, floor item, but we don't think we've seen that.
Thank you, Chest Jerk, because I saw he was on the screen and I completely missed it. Chest Jerk clicking some buttons behind the screen for us tonight on the tracking side of things, catching that our coast item is the bow. So ladder required.
Okay. Yeah, ladder's normally required. We did that with at least one seed of this tournament that ladder wasn't required. But yeah, so now we definitely need what? Ladder, power bracelet, bow, and silvers right now.
Yeah. Getting more items. That's what I was saying. The more I play Randomizer, the more it feels like going up to Death Mountain as soon as possible is a play. Because it feels like a lot of people don't want to go there, and the game likes to stick at least something up there more often than not.
Yeah, that's true. There's usually, more often than not, there's at least one dungeon up there. Just a matter of what it is and what it contains.
And the fact that there's so many, you need so many bombs up there. You need to be good at either forcing bombs or have a couple of upgrades.
Well, we are in first quest, so you can do Western Death Mountain with 7 bombs. So yeah, you just need to force like one time or get lucky or find a bomb shop or something like that to finish out the northeastern Death Mountain.
Yep, and Fred now I believe is in level 5. Shatty finding a Take Any Cave at Vanilla level 2. Captain Green at least covering East Death Mountain here. Vowels are so expensive in today's economy.
Yeah, it looks like so Captain Green did a save before he went up to Death Mountain, I think, and is going to get some money back and at least have 2 bombs to go off. Yeah, Shatty is leading in the health department by a lot.
We did see some potion prices there. It looked like the blue was at least 40, so runners are going to want the red potion if they decide to buy one. And everybody's seen the ladder at this point, I think. Shatty finding a dungeon. I think we've got that tracked right. It is to the right of Monocle Rock.
Okay.
And that looks like a second quest dungeon just going by that location. That might be 3. It might be 6 as well.
This Captain Green is in level 5, right? This is 5.
Captain Green, I think that's 5.
I think he went back to 5.
They're probably both in 5.
Yeah, I think Fred and him.
I think they're in the same room.
They're in the same room, yeah.
And it's just the color difference is so strong.
All right, so high 5. Thanks, Pauletta. Yeah, so Shatty's either...
That's 6.
Okay. I think that's 6, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, because 1 doesn't touch that column. I think the only bottom row room on that column is 6. Maybe 5, but we've already seen 5.
All right, Fred's going to go back in for at least round 2 on this 4-headed Gleeok. Just going to tank it, the power of the red ring.
Nice prize.
Raft.
Fred finding a raft for killing the Gleeok in the, I think that was an NSU room of level 5. So not sure if that thing's going to be required yet, but Fred doesn't have to worry about finding it anymore. It's always something kind of nagging players in the back of their mind if they haven't found something yet. It's, do I need one of the exploration items? So it's only 2 spots, but Fred has it.
Yeah, and level 5 is right next to one of the checks too, so you'll be seeing him use it right away.
Probably, yeah.
All right, Fred's going to bypass the Triforce here, see if we can find out what other item is in level 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Shatty had a ring when he reached that point.
I don't think he did.
Getting that, yeah.
Because he doesn't right now, even.
Yeah. Fred, clearing out that room, I guess he's looking for keys. He's found the floor item. He's found the Triforce. So certainly the main thing to be interested in at this point are push blocks.
Hmm. I think if it's an easy clear, he'll probably clear it out, just to see if he can grab some keys or whatever.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just looking for staircase rooms like this one potentially.
Shatty has found the Pepto-Bismol dungeon. Kills one of the landmos, which means the other one will go away when he re-enters the room.
And more life for Shatty.
Captain Green actually has acquired a potion and is using it. Shatty finding another heart container. He's up to 10, and we know where the magical sword is. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it.
Yeah, everybody did see it.
So we'll see what this is. This could be 7 still. This could be 4. I think actually, depending on where they are, I don't think that can be 1. I think 1 doesn't touch column 3.
Well, it's not 7.
That's true. This is
4.
This is probably second quest 4.
Yep.
So there's a second staircase item somewhere in this dungeon. 4. I think for a while I thought second quest 4 was this like unwieldy beast that nobody wanted to deal with. Captain Green, by the way, just picked up that raft. And really what I've been finding out more recently, Fort has a lot of keys on the ground in my experience, and it's easy to get around, as big as it is.
Yeah, I think it's daunting to me, at least, as a runner. What's up?
We're being reminded the second item in 4, or at least one of them, because there's a heart container somewhere too that's not a heart container necessarily, is the ladder.
Yes, correct. I think second quest 4 is challenging in terms of running the randomizer here, because there's not like a clear path through it. It's just a glob of rooms, so you can get diverted. It's kind of like first quest 7 a little bit. You can kind of get diverted a little bit of how you path it, and if you choose wrong, you can end up wasting a lot of time just by going the wrong way. As a lot of other dungeons tend to have a more linear path through them, or more of a standardized path through them.
Yeah, that linear path though at times it can eat up keys. It doesn't always eat them up.
Sure. But at least you know that everybody's going to do it. Like everybody's going the same way kind of thing, or should be.
True. See, did we ever actually find the staircase item in 5?
No. I didn't see it. Fred found the second staircase. But I didn't see that he got another item out of it.
So Captain Green is dealing with Patra here.
Confirmation.
About time. Red Candle probably most effective against likes and Gibdos. Like of all the enemies in this game. Fred finding a mugger. So that makes me think Fred is in. No, actually, I don't know how the mugger shuffling works.
This could be. Well, muggers. Yeah, I'm not sure. This could be 1. Could this be 1? Fred could be in 7 too. Yeah, correct.
I know. I feel like the muggers don't move around second quest dungeons, and we got to try for. So we're gonna find out pretty soon.
I knew that the meat guys didn't move around second quest.
Yeah.
Like second quest 3 will have a meat block. It's just a matter of where it is.
Yeah. That was 7. So the mugger, even though it's a first quest dungeon, is in 7. Fred's
Okay.
bottom right middle of the Triforce is filled in now. Captain Green trying to figure out where this staircase item is, I guess.
Another dungeon here. This looks like it could be... Ooh, this could be 3? I think this is 3.
Yeah, it has to be 3. Oh, no.
Oof.
You never want to start in the bottom of second quest 3. It's going to have a bait block in it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you're hoping it's not in the way.
It usually is.
Yeah.
That's why when I know we're in second quest, if I see cheap meat that I can buy, I'll probably just buy it. If I haven't completed 3 already. There's the power bracelet, though.
Ooh, and Fred, I'm not sure if he knows that's required. I don't think he does. But certainly, if you see it, you pick it up.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that hint.
Triforce is all the way up top, so I hope he has bait.
And we are looking for 2 floor items in level 3. The main item is on the floor in second quest 3.
Yeah, we have a hint that says a feat of strength will lead to the red candle. We've seen the white sword item, so that means there is a dungeon either under the gravestone, which we've already seen people push, or under a rock.
All right, Shatty has joined Fred in level 3 here. There's the bait, and Fred does have it. So I don't know if Shatty has it or not.
So we have a bait required seed.
Yep.
Haven't seen one of those in a while.
And a wand. All right, 2 items.
Yeah, level 3 and level 1 will have 2 floor items for second quest dungeons.
Mm-hmm. There's a pretty efficient 3 there for Fred. Did it pretty well. Got 1 required item and 1 upgrade.
Captain Green getting the news about the red candle. Did we actually find the wand in level 4, or did we abandon the effort? I think we abandoned it.
I don't think we've seen it.
Shatty finding out that bait is required and abandoning level 3.
And
Wand
Fred
was on
just-
the other side of that bait as well.
Yeah, and Fred just found out that his power bracelet is useful. These are the hint
And-
shops.
Fred is down to 3 Triforces to pick up here. So Fred is quietly kind of cutting right through this seed.
Yep, and he's going to know where the ladder is. He's going to know how to get the bow, and then it's just a matter of where are those silvers, and if he doesn't find them when he gets all 8, is he going to 9?
Oh, that was the question last week.
Yep.
Few people. Fred was the only one with the silvers for a very long time last week, and it ended up leading to victory. Shatty finding, I believe that was level 7. First quest 7, a beast, so it's no surprise that Fred didn't dig back into it. We'll see what Shatty does. One Q7 is always the troll level to find an item in, but certainly I think I'm with a lot of rando runners in saying, given the option, I go to level 9 first.
Yeah, especially if you got some kind of hints that might be able to direct you. I think we're on mixed hints today, so you could get lucky, you could not. I think it's still a good play to go in to 9, and at least map out where Zelda and Ganon might be before bailing. All right, so Shatty is where now? Was that level 7? Yeah. I think that was 7.
I'm hearing that 9 is the only level we haven't seen. Do we know where level 1 is?
I
And
don't think
level
we've
6 for that matter.
We think we've seen 6 up by Monocle Rock.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But we haven't seen 1. I haven't seen 1.
We have 1 marked as the level next to Monocle Rock.
Oh, okay.
And Fred's about to go in there, so I guess we'll find out.
Oh, so we did find an extra level that maybe I didn't check, that I didn't see up in...
That is not level 1. Level 1 does not have 3 consecutive vertical rooms. This is the one that might be level 6. So yeah, I think I see it now. The tracking might have 1 and 6 flipped. 10 hearts is enough to lift the magical sword for Shatty. Yeah, Shatty also the only one without the red ring from level 8, as it's being pointed out. This being a battle royale, the goal is don't finish in last, which with only 3 people, if you want to get into the finals, you have to stick around a little bit longer, and Fred finds level 9 under the Lost Hills Rock. So there we go. Which means, yes, like a few people have already mentioned, I didn't realize we were that far up the dungeon count already. The red candle is one of the items in level 9. Which indeed probably affects the calculus on which dungeons you check first for silver arrows. So Shatty, as we were talking about the red ring in 8 and it not being in his possession yet, is now in level 8. So he might see it soon. Fred in our Pepto-Bismol dungeon. Is this the one we figured out was level 4 earlier? I'm trying to remember our dungeons now. I think he can walk through this wall to the right, so this should be 4. 4, we know it has that heart container. We know the ladder is somewhere in here. I'm not sure we saw the other staircase item or a floor item, so Fred's just going to tank this Patra and go to work. Fred also up to 9 hearts. Not sure if he has any plans of going all the way over to where the magical sword is. Because tonight's overworld appears to be East Hyrule heavy. Levels 8 and 5, kind of the only things hitting the west side split. We also know that ladder is required. You know, normally you kind of assume until you actually beat the video game, the ladder's probably going to be required, but as Captain Green may have just shown you, the bow is on the coast. So you need to get it. We know that now for sure. Shatty discovers the wood boomerang in level 8, walks away. Fred finds the white sword in a staircase in level 4, and Fred has seen the hint. At least I think he's seen the hint. He saw the hint that the power bracelet was required. The other hint shop had the hint about ladder in 4. So yeah, ladder is a floor drop somewhere. Hopefully it's not behind an army of enemies. I haven't been paying too much attention to what our boss set is in here yet, but there's a lot of landmos. Danger noodles. Ugh. And there's a Goma. I think that room can have a drop in it, so... well, then we know the bow is ladder blocked, though, so we know that it can't be in that room. If there is, Fred can report the bug. Fred's going to dodge the mugger here, save some money. Doesn't have money to spend anyway. Captain Green now up to 9 hearts. Oh, Shatty now showing us that floor item in 8 is a heart container, so we have seen them all. So we continue the hunt here. We've at least found all of the dungeons now. We've seen a lot of the Take Any caves as well. Captain Green up to 10 hearts. Doesn't know it yet, but he could pick up the magical sword. Patra guards the ladder in level 4. That's the thing with that extra bosses flag. You have a reasonably good chance of having something just annoying guarding items. We've seen Gliok with the raft. Now we've seen Patra with the ladder. Shatty finding that red ring in level 8. Fred getting out of level 4. First person to actually claim that Triforce out of level 4. The race is on, and I'm not sure if Fred's discovered all of the dungeons up here yet, but certainly Fred has to know. He knows where everything is. He knows the bows on the coast. So things are looking up. Fred looking like he's going to pirouette the bomb door there. Second quest 1 does not have bomb hole. Well, it does not have walk through walls. It does have bomb holes. That one not opening though, which means that Goma, I think it was, is required. So unless the silver arrows are outside of 9, that actually brings up another interesting point. Level 1 is arrow blocked, and nobody's found those silver arrows just yet, and we've seen a lot of items. So certainly 1 is ladder blocked. You have to get the ladder out of 4 to get the bow to fire arrows. How much do wood arrows cost? Have we been keeping track of that? It's when you're playing a randomizer seed, you're always hoping you find the silver arrows before you run into something like a Goma, and need to have the wood arrows to beat the video game. But looks like our runners are gonna have to spend money. 87 rupees for the wood arrows. Shatty picking up. Looks almost like a Mario 2 radish there. So it was in the 70s. Technically cheaper than vanilla. You know, you get a slight discount, I guess. Fred might opt to go into level 6. We haven't seen a lot of 6 from what I can recall. He might also go to grab that bow, though. Shatty, I'm assuming bought meat somewhere along the line when we were not paying attention, because he's back in level 3. He already has the compass, so he knows there's a bait block along the way. Hello. So Fred working his way down the coast. We know that raft spot. I'm trying to think. The best thing that could be there at this point is actually one of the secrets. We've seen a large secret. I'm not sure how much we've seen. Oh, the radish's bait. There you go.
Yeah, it looks like Shatty needed that for level 3.
I thought that might have been his arrows. No idea what his arrow sprite looks like. Does find the wand. Reminder, do not jump to grab the wand. Just let it fall to you.
Okay, in my absence, I was watching on my phone, so I am updated. We had a 10 heart mags, didn't we?
We did.
Amazing.
So Shatty with the offensive superiority here. Fred grabbing the bow before getting cut in half by the Lionel. And Captain Green also finding the white sword now in level 4. So the other 2 runners who haven't gone to pick up mags yet at least have that much of the offensive upgrade.
Yeah, and with getting that, I don't know if it's not in their way to get the to check the magical sword. I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, it is way out of the way. Not sure what Fred is looking for at this point. presumably with all those Triforces he's found, yeah, he's down to just 1 and 6. He knows he's bow blocked from 1. He's probably seen 6.
Yeah, I would think so. Maybe he forgot that about the power bracelet hint, but he might be looking for an arrow shop.
He's seen 9. I'm not sure he's seen an arrow shop.
Oh, he did see 9. Okay.
That's going to be the question now. Fred, I think, is the only one who has seen 9.
Okay.
Captain Green at least got a hint about Manhandla guarding the power bracelet. So if he's seen the hint that the red candle requires a feat of strength, he at least knows level 3 is the place to look for it. Not that it's hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
Shatty just cutting through the super ropes here with the magical sword. Is both Shatty and Captain Green in the Pepto-Bismol level 4 looking for the bow. Or looking for the ladder, I should say. Feels like they're looking for the bow. Shatty, the runner here, who's able to walk away from the white sword.
That feels nice.
It's like mixed feelings for me, because it's like, you could have had this earlier, but at least you have something better. So Fred is into level 6 now after doing a ladder clip. Has picked up 49 rupees. I think the last we saw Fred's rupee count, it was basically 0.
Yeah, and Fred has a healthy amount of keys as well, and that's going to be useful if he doesn't find an any key somewhere before going into 9.
You realize we just put the any key in level 6, right? By just jinxing it there. Ooh. Yeah, Fred doesn't want anything to do with the blue wizard room. Shatty is in the ladder room.
Okay. He's got enough hearts to deal.
He's red ring, magical sword, throwing the wand in just to add insult to injury there. Pokey the Patra is done.
That Patra had no chance.
You almost feel bad. Captain Green does not want to leave this room and is going to do something about it. This is unfortunately because this is the dungeon where the ladder is. We know it's like a little further to the right, and he's just going to stand here and try to kill the Pole's voice. Just continually getting stabbed by these traps. He's got 1. He's got 2.
There we go. All right, Fred finds a recorder.
That is actually really good at this point. Just in case the silver arrows are in another dungeon, you know, having that recorder, fast travel around the overworld is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Green confirming it is in fact level 4.
That looks like a heart container on Fred's side.
Yep, so 6 does not have anything useful. Well, the recorder's kind of useful. Fred also qualifies for the magical sword now, for whatever that's worth, because I agree with you. I don't think they're going to check it. And yeah, silver arrows blocked in level 1 is a strong possibility. We know from hints that a red candle is sitting in level 9. Doesn't matter that you started the game with it. It still exists as an item in the game.
Mm-hmm. So we still haven't found a stair item in 5, I believe. I don't think we ever saw that, did we?
I don't think we've seen it.
And we have 2 and 7 left.
The top right room of level 5 is the only room I think we haven't seen. I'm not sure if it's specifically blocked by anything or not. Fred has found the Triforce in level 6. So at this point, Fred, with his 56 rupees, has to make a decision. Are we going to farm for the overworld for the money? Or are we going to dive into level 7 and look for items?
If he's found an arrow shop, I would go farming, but he's going to go back into 5.
Into 5.
He's covered a lot of this already, so he knows where to go.
And like we said earlier, there's like 1 or 2 rooms we haven't seen in level 5, and we don't know which ones they are, or at least not off the top of my head. I feel like it's got to be in the top corner, and I'm not sure if it was a dig dogger that blocked it. Fred with the recorder is making the right move to at least kind of check it. Of course, these red bubbles aren't making it fun. Fred giving that blue bubble a chance to get ahead. Of course, then he gets Pac-Man'd by red bubbles.
Yeah, this isn't fun.
Fred, you've got a wand. Just go.
I love the sword check right at the end.
Nobody likes red bubbles.
Did we find we found everything in level 4. The white sword was in there.
Yes, we got the white sword, a heart container, both down staircases, and Patra somewhere in the bottom right guards the ladder. Have to kill that Patra.
Yeah.
All the runners have red rings, 2 rows of hearts, and at least a white sword at this point, so that Patra doesn't really stand a chance. Fred insisting on getting this block clip on principle at this point.
I know how that feels.
Have we not pushed all the blocks in this dungeon?
I remember this did have a key laying on the ground, but in second quest, you can have a floor item and a staircase in the same room. First quest does not do that. Except for one room, I guess. There's a room in level 9 that has a staircase, a diamond staircase with a key on the ground.
So Shatty finding the Triforce in level 6. Not sure if Shatty's found the items in level 6. But that actually puts Shatty on the same footing as Fred, leaving Captain Green kind of still searching for this ladder. He knows it's here. So there's at least that much in his favor. But he's going to be behind in the rest of the game. Actually, didn't even have the Triforce out of 4. So at least that's covered. But did he find the ladder and did we just not see it?
I wasn't seeing it, but we'll know right now.
He's got to go back in.
He's got to go back in. So here comes Fred. Let's see if this is the silver arrow.
What was blocking this room?
Ladder.
Ah.
And a key for good measure.
Why not?
All right.
Bum, bum, ba, bum. So, if memory serves, level 1 is arrow blocked almost entirely. 2, level, what was even in 2?
Heart container and a boomerang. So we've gotten both items out of 2. We've got all the items except for 2 are still in 7 and 2 are still in 1.
And 1 is in 9.
Yeah,
well,
and 1's in
2 are
9.
in 9, but we know that one of them is a red candle. 3 had a power bracelet and a wand. 4 had a white sword, a heart, and a ladder. 5 now has a heart and a raft. 6 had a recorder. I think it was another heart.
Yep.
7 is a mystery. 8 had a heart.
Red ring and wooden boomerang.
Yeah, there we go. So any key still at large. The book is your white sword item. The bow's on the coast. At this point, I'm just running it down more to kind of go, where can the silver arrows be? I think that also covers all of the important items, so we don't have anything else forced out of 9 to kind of eat up spots.
Yeah, did we actually have we seen an arrow shop? Like, where is this and how much is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure we even have.
Here comes Fred
is
Geenie farming.
with the... Yeah.
And got a whopping 1 rupee off them. Because remember, we got the enemies dropping differently, so these may not be Do we know that these are the rupee droppers?
Oh yeah, that's true. These might not be the money droppers. I mean, a situation like this, if you don't, your options I feel like are either find a screen that does have money droppers, or find a gambling house where you can kind of go in up an A if you get it wrong, or just kill enemies, because the 10th enemy does have the rupee. Fred trying to find the one that's the real one, and it's right in front of him. But yeah, where is the arrow shop? And I kind of agree with Fred for not wanting to go into level 7, but you know, if we're going to hit this point soon of where are the money droppers, and we don't really know, and you're just going to kill enemies anyway, maybe you do just go into level 7.
Do it in 7, yeah. Exactly, yeah. Dig for the money in 7.
Dig for the money in 7 and see if the arrows turn up while you're at it.
Okay, well, or just do that.
Oh, well, I mean, there you go. You got to find the big secret at some point anyway.
I mean, that is a risk to do that, and I can understand why you didn't want to, because you could just find 2 takeaway shops and lose all your money, so that would not be good.
Well, there's the arrow shop. It's at the Grave Armos. That's probably the most expensive arrows you can get, and honestly, that is the prize right now.
Yeah, that is.
Unless the silvers are in 7, those wood arrows are required at this point. Level 1 also conveniently right next to level 9.
Fred is going to be the first to explore level 1. And I imagine if he doesn't find the silver, he's going to find both items in here. And if he doesn't find the silvers, he is going to 9.
Yeah, Shatty found the arrow shop is 19 rupees short. So we'll see.
He's going to do the same play and be probably really disappointed.
I was always a fan of the money road down by the coast in the first quest. Get all the blue tektites and the red levers together. But I know Gibdo farming also a very popular way to get money with vanilla drops. Not Gibdo farming, Guinea?
Guineas, yeah.
Captain Green still looking for that ladder in level 4, and that's at this point starting to become a problem for him in this race.
Yeah, this is way longer in 4 than Shatty or Fred had to deal with. Well, let's not count it out. We have first quest level 9, which is pretty dang big.
You have a heart container in 1 on the floor. Still a second floor item somewhere in here. Ooh. The plot thickens.
I was just gonna say that.
Say it anyway. It'll be fun.
The plot thickens.
See, you said it cooler than I did.
Well, I mean, I had hindsight. All right, so yeah.
1.
So here we go. 33. Yeah. So we already know one of the items in 1. That could play into Fred's decision here. Or sorry, we already know one of the items in level 9. That could play into his decision.
I think a lot of people kind of go with the logic of search level 9 until you find like a couple of the key things. The fear is that if the second item is blocked by the kidnapped, it will take a very long time to find it, or at least to realize it. So generally, I hear a lot of people say, as Captain Green finally gets the ladder in 4, it's going to get the heck out of there. A lot of the logic sometimes is play level 9 until you find one item, or at least until you also find where Ganon is, where Zelda is.
Yeah.
Because exploring level 9, if nothing else, is going to give you information.
Yeah, as long as you're mapping it, which you should be.
So Captain Green, going by that money count, probably bought some arrows. Actually, no, I'm getting this backwards now. I'm seeing parts of level 1 and level 7. Like, well, what's going on? Shatty just bought the wood arrows. So Fred using those bombs liberally here in level 9.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of drops, and he knows actually. I think he left one on the ground as well, so he knows where some. Oh.
So I'll throw out there too. We don't have our sound necessarily turned up. I don't know. I don't, at least.
I don't.
So if we have Fred's sound up, we are of course listening for that roar. We're looking for the door. That door, in fact. Fred's kind of pausing there, kind of realizing, wait a minute.
That actually might still open. There is a second quest room. There is a second quest room in level 5 that you can push that block. So it could still be a push block. Actually, it is because there you go. The door's
there you
open.
go.
So that's a weird room.
So, Fred, we all thought it might have been it, but you're absolutely right. I forgot about that room. It's always the middle block on the far left.
Yeah, and that's just a weird room in level 5, necessary to get the bow in second quest 5 that you have to go through it. It's the only reason I know it exists. One of the reasons I know it exists.
So Fred's still looking here. Captain Green, I want to say Captain Green's in 6.
Yes.
And Shatty's probably about to clear out level 1, so Captain Green needs to turn on the afterburners yesterday. To make sure he gets into this final race next week. I forget, are we doing best of 3 or is it just best of 1 still at the end?
Just best of 1.
So yeah, best of 1. Final race next week between the top 2 finishers this week.
Go big or go home. That's what's beautiful about the Battle Royales, is really you do not need to place first place in any week except the last week.
You just need to finish in always not last, which, yeah last week that is first. Shatty finding that second heart container in level 1 and is going to get out of here. We'll see what Shatty's decision is.
And there we go for
and
Fred.
I hope it's 9.
Fred has the silvers. We don't know if he's heard Ganon, but he's up and A-ing very quickly, so I think he might have.
Yeah, that pause up in that other room, you never know if you... Well, we don't know. Did he hear some roaring?
Yeah, so that places the any key and another heart container in level 7.
Yep. Any key, not a bad thing to go looking for.
Yeah, but Fred's sitting on 9. I don't think anybody's that desperate right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Fred by far has the most keys. He's the only one with more than 5. Forget, 9 keys. I'm told we are hearing a roar.
Yeah, so he did hear it because he's gone through these rooms, I think. So he's...
And he's actually pretty close to start as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a good chance he's heard Ganon. He kind of knew an area to reach generally those rooms. Yeah, Shatty now, with the full Triforce of Wisdom, gets to make the same call.
It looks like this is a troll way to Ganon. Fred's having to go up like 3 or 4 rooms now to bomb left, and now has to see, can he go down south? No.
Shatty not in level 9.
Yeah, Shatty going back into 6. Fred is down to 1 bomb.
Ooh. Bombs are only 7 rupees, though, and we've seen quite a few bomb shops. Level 9 is literally between 3 other levels, so it's very easy to record or 2.
Yeah.
If Fred gets truly stuck, and it turns out red Tektites are bomb droppers in this flag set, I can easily see him going to go shopping.
Yeah, he He's getting around. It's just really convoluted.
Shoutouts to Captain Green. That's, I think, our second or third HUD clip of the night across all the runners.
Swag.
Shatty up to 4 keys now with that pickup, but still no things. Mugger's in 9, so I guess they can still move around the first quest dungeons, even in mixed. So Shatty's at least going to get a recorder out of this.
All right, here's Ganon.
Of course, Fred playing as an enemy, actually fighting Zelda.
Zelda looks terrifying.
That looks like a stun lock.
Nice fight.
Royal jelly, everybody.
So we haven't seen the single shutter door quite yet, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen it yet. Shatty now picking up the heart container in level 6, so he's seen both items there, knows the silvers are not in 6. Captain Green has the bow now. Desperately needs to go to 1 and clean it up. Not sure why we're in 5 unless he just doesn't have arrows.
Yeah, he might not have arrows. And might say, okay, now I can get. I know where the item is in here. Let's just go see if this is silver, so I don't have to buy. Same as Fred, just a lag.
Shatty making the right play here, along with Fred deciding they want no part of First Quest 1. This is where I would be losing the race because I go the superstitious route of level 7 is here to troll you.
Have you been burned one too many times?
You have no idea. Some topics. Well, this stream demands I use family-friendly language. Shatty getting grabbed by the first hand of Mario 3. I'm watching the stream, so it had to show up eventually.
Oh, there we go. The door opened. Right, pretty close to start. Saves Ganon.
Ganon had was that a red candle or was that another? It looked weird.
Can't be a red candle.
It must have been the compass.
Can't be a floor item.
Yeah, I know. It looked like it though.
All right, GG to Fred. Moving on to the finals. And Shatty is in the right spot to get the silver arrows and to join Fred. And Captain Green needs really Shatty to have a pretty terrible time in level 9 while he goes about his business to get to 9.
And I believe we have, at this point, our second consecutive week, the winner of the race, the creator, Fred Coughlin here. GG.
Thank you. Whew.
Yeah, GG, Fred. You had, the earliest red ring, and then from there, everything. You were pretty much leading throughout the entirety of this race overall with the way you routed and your items that you grabbed. So yeah, good job.
Well, thanks. Got really lucky about that. I mean, that early red ring dive, I almost walked away too, and I just said, okay, let me at least try bombing that one other wall once I got some extra bombs, and got lucky. That led to some good stuff there. Made it a lot easier.
Yeah, I think this is this is 2 weeks in a row now. You've decided to dig the early dungeon that maybe some people might think was a little big. At least this week it was one that had 3 items in it instead of last week's level 7. But it's been paying off.
Well, I usually just like to try to get as much of a knowledge about whatever dungeon it is. I wasn't even sure at the point when I threw down those extra couple of bombs which dungeon it was until I don't remember what it was that tricked it off for me, but maybe I got the map or I got really bored, but I saw the hidden eye. I don't remember which one, but I usually just try to get as much of a feel as I can on each dungeon because I want to know what it is that's stopping me from continuing going, so that way I can make good notes going back. Like, I thought level 5 was either blocked by bunnies or the ladder. Turned out to be the ladder. Level 1 was blocked by the evil Goma of Doom.
Yeah, and speaking of, Captain Green, I think, has seen the arrow shop, but he's way away. He's 78 rupees away from getting the arrows, and that's why he's going back into all these dungeons. And I believe this is a dive into 7 right here.
Yep.
Because he's nowhere near the money to get those arrows, and that's just very, very unfortunate. And here's a mugger room, has to take the bomb away.
Yeah, that's the reason I was diving a bunch of those dungeons there, because I didn't know where I was going to find enough money. And then, I knew I had some outstanding secrets, but when I started trying to farm at the grave, and yeah, they weren't dropping me any 5s whatsoever, I said, okay, I just gotta go try to hope and see what I could do. And of course, the very first one I bomb is the third large secret.
Yeah, and you didn't save out of that, did you?
No.
Yeah, so you kind of just took the gamble.
Yeah, well, I knew there was a large secret somewhere out there, because I was pretty sure when I was doing my math I'd only done 2, and I knew the large secret was 114, so it would cover the arrows.
Yeah, in case even if you lost everything, you could still get it.
Yeah, I completely forgot that level 8 actually existed when I was trying to go through my map, saying where can I record her to, and somehow I just completely didn't even say, hey, that's the place that's closest to the arrow shop. Until I walked right by there and I was like, oh, shoot, yeah, that's a level.
We were being asked in chat to tell you that Mags was 10 hearts this seed.
Oh, dang.
Shatty, so Shatty, the Shatty got the red ring last out of all 3 of you, but was the first to get the magical sword. So really, having that really has not slowed Shatty down. And Captain Green really wasn't slowed down either by not getting an early Mags or early red ring. But Captain Green had a very hard time getting the ladder out of 4. So that's where most of his time loss has been. But he is slowly coming back, although now he was slowly coming back until the arrows are posing to be a problem.
Yeah, well, the 7 dive's a pretty smart play. They were, at least in my case, I never found either item in there, so I was debating that when I was trying to decide, do I go 7, 9, back into the floor item in 8, trying to see which one to do, and I decided information in 9 would be nice, and even though I knew one of the items in there already was red candle, and so at that point it was just like, okay, well, at least I'll get information of the lay of the land, if it will, and it turned out that I got lucky and the other item was the silvers. If they were in 7 right now, Captain would probably be in significant advantage on his side.
Indeed. Instead, Captain Green will just find an any key eventually. We have not actually seen it. At this point, we're just out of other items.
Yeah, so Shatty's still on the hunt for the silvers here. Has seen Zelda. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he's heard Ganon with some pathing that he's done, but not sure of that. But I think he has. Definitely saw Zelda.
Shatty down to 2 keys, 2 bombs. Desperately avoiding the hands because you will not find a second power up in the 3rd hand in this game.
I should fix that.
It's got to only be for a Shatty sprite set, though.
This might be the silvers room right here. Was it? It was in the keys room.
I was in the G column, or I guess the V column for level. If I'm not sure if he's in region or a level.
He's level.
He's in level.
So this was not it.
Yes, I think it was. I could be wrong. I could be off by a room or so where I was writing. Yeah, I think it was essentially actually where, if I'm doing my mental math right, actually I think where you fight Ganon in vanilla. I think that's the room. I could be off by like 1 room. It's in that column.
Close.
Either that or Princess. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what Captain Green needs, is the silver arrows to elude Shatty for as long as possible.
Captain Green, though, needs money to get wooden arrows to go to work. And he's not getting the money drops either.
Yeah, has only picked up like 12 rupees here. I don't know if he... I mean, I don't think he's seen all the large secrets. He did do all of Death Mountain though, so he picked up that one that you picked up, Fred. He picked that up early.
I feel like the other two larges were also like, I know I hit them both pretty early, so that could be problematic. Then that might be why he's making the dungeon dives if there's no chance of finding it.
Well, we did find the NE key finally.
It's got to be. I feel for Captain Green here because I went through it last week. He's doing exactly what I did last week, where you just need that one item that you can start going on, and every item you see just lets your heart sink a little bit more and more.
Chat giving the shout outs to Shatty forcing a bomb here in 9. Bomb management critical for him at this point. He doesn't want to use that last key, or maybe he does. He's out though.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Bomb upgrade in 7, 104 rupees. Not sure we've actually even seen one of those until just then.
I don't recall.
Yeah, I never ran into any of those. That could have been nice there towards the end.
And Captain Green has paid a bomb to the mugger as well in 7 as part of this exploration. Captain Green running out of rooms in 7, looking for a floor drop here somewhere. Shatty still out of keys, doesn't have a lot of money either, so buying keys probably not going to be an option.
This would be so good if Shatty gets sort of, I don't think he's going to necessarily, but if he decides that he really needs keys and decides to go to 7.
Did Captain Green just get a heart container?
No.
Or am I making that up? Okay.
I think he always had that number going into 7.
Captain Green pays his last bomb to the mugger. I think he is horizontally up to the right level now, but there's going to be a wall in the way. Are Vires dropping bombs today? The Mario 2 ninjas are the Vires.
I'm not sure.
Captain Green still digging 7, up to 50 rupees now. Just not finding any money at all either. I'm not sure if it's the combat in there or what it is, because at the very least, if you know you have a money problem, you should be avoiding hits to try and, 10th enemy has the rupee. Granted, Wizrobes.
Yeah, it's not an easy set that he's in there with, if I remember, to try to dodge for money.
Did we see any red Tektites in 9? I think we saw a couple of those, and those are bomb droppers. Drop shuffle is on, so it's not going to necessarily be your usual bomb dropping friends. Is this the room? It's in the V column.
Oh no. Well, it doesn't take him that far away. He's been through this before, I think.
That's not that far away, but he can't go to the right immediately. Captain Green, looking at that, I believe level 7 is the, is that the lizard head?
Yeah.
Or is it the demon?
I think, yeah, level 5 I think is the lizard. This is the demon.
He's seen a lot of the demon. We have a search here.
And there it is.
And there's the heart.
As Captain Green's heart is doing something right now.
He saved. Shatty is left 9 to find bombs.
Looks like Captain Green's going back towards 1, but I think he's already been in here. Oh, no, he's going somewhere else.
Is this an arrow shop? And we're getting into how much of the overworld have you mapped. Does he know where his secrets are? Does he know where his gambling houses are? Does he know where the arrow shop is? Gambling being the money-making game.
Yeah,
if there's one close to start, it is an option to go in there, see what you get.
Yep. I think if he does the... this is a medium secret over here, so it'll get him up, I think it's 28 for the medium. This will get him to 79. So he's going to save. Okay, so he's getting closer.
This is something, once again, sort of this down to the wire. What is going to happen here? Shatty
I think at this point, Shatty's been in here long enough. He's persisting for sure, and unless for some reason he's blocked, which I don't think he actually is, I think this is just Shatty's to lose.
Agreed. Those dots, the gels, appear to also be bomb droppers. There's another small secret. That's not worth saving, but he's going to do it anyway.
Well, one of the things, like, I'm not, when I'm mapping this this flag set out, I'm not mapping usually the rupee droppers, so I agree that just saving on 5 rupees is important.
Yeah, Captain Green needs 100 rupees to buy the wooden arrows to enter level 1. And at this point, there's just a little bit too of what caves haven't been opened yet. Anything that he's saving after, part of that is just not losing money in case he gets a door repair charge. Shatty, I think, just tried to Kananaki looking for a shutter door to open, but it did not open.
That's interesting. Yeah, that was a push block. Or is that Zelda? Excuse me.
I believe that is Zelda.
That is Zelda, yeah.
Zelda is stronger than the Kananaki. Captain Green is going back to Genie farming here, but we'll see.
I think everybody has done the Genie farming now. Oh,
Shatty has discovered the red candle. At long last, we have validated the starting flags of the seed. That is all the items now. We've finally seen them.
That's impressive. I'm just gonna sit back and soak in the moment.
Fred, anything else you want to throw out there at this point? Because we are just sort of waiting in suspense now.
I know, it's like the suspense is terrible, and it's like, okay, what do you do? I feel like the best plan, actually, now that I think about it, would be going back into a dungeon that had Vires, because I feel like the keys from the Vires, those ones were like dropping money all over, or something like that. It was either split gels, or it was Vires, but that's really what it's going to come down to. I know, looking at this, I know Shatty was close. Shatty was 1 room off a couple of minutes ago based on my map, and he took the staircase. He needed a bomb at the point, and he had no bombs left. Yeah, as I say, he's diagonal from the room he wants to go to, I think. Or at least he was a minute ago. So I think he's getting close.
Captain Green is into the gambling mode.
It.
Plus 75, though. There it is. The gambling was actually very, very good.
Of course, I think it's too little too late.
Yep.
Shatty
There.
just got the silvers.
There they are, and he's got to have heard Ganon already. Searched so much of this 9.
So it felt like everybody ran into the money problem here. Not just, the fact that arrows were required, the ladder was required, but needing to find arrow money.
Well, I mean, we all said, "Oh, we got tons of money" as we were playing through the seed. We were like, "Okay, we don't need to. We can buy the hints because we don't need to do that. Or if the door repair comes along, well, I don't want to pay for bombs. We can easily take money." And it just turned out to be no. It was a nasty little thing from that perspective. Surprise.
Yeah, arrows required.
Meat required. Ladder required.
And yeah, the meat was cheap at least in one spot, but the arrows being max is kind of difficult.
Yeah, cheapest possible meat, maximum possible arrows.
Yeah, and I can't imagine Captain Green's going to leave one without finding both items to fill out that lovely row of hearts.
Yeah, at this point you have to, unless he decides to gamble, saying that there's no. At this point, his only chance is to have the item in 9. So he might be thinking that, considering the fact of that we're an hour and a half in at this point.
Shatty has turtle soup. Or at least he's thrown the turtle into the soup. Captain Green finds heart 15.
Yeah, and it's only a matter of time here. Shatty knows the way.
So either way, this was a solid race here. Captain Green just spending too much time in level 4.
And not buying the arrows, yeah. Combo.
Well, everybody didn't buy the arrows, so I don't really want to go after him on that. But compared to the other runners, there were arrow problems in more than one place here. It was really just the ladder was the one that took him a long time.
All right, and there comes in Shatty. Moving on to the finals. Gonna face off against Fred next week.
What do you think, Fred?
It's going to be a tough one. Shatty has basically proven constantly just how amazingly strong of a player he is. I mean, anyone at this level is at that level. Captain Green's faced off against me a whole bunch of times in the past on various seeds, and it's been crazy. So, Shatty clearly is amazing as well. So it's going to be an exciting matchup to see going forward. I'm looking forward to it next week.
So that should be next week right here on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Again, we've got the runners' names out there in chat while we're working on getting Shatty in here for an interview. And Captain Green going to finish out 9 anyway at this point. He's come this far.
Yeah, he might as well.
Is Captain Green... I guess we haven't picked up the bow or the boomerang. Otherwise, we've seen 100% at this point.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, we welcome in Shatty.
Keep surviving.
Well played, sir.
It's not pretty, that's for sure.
It wasn't pretty for almost anybody. Everybody had something going on, but you did manage to go out and make it happen, and you're moving on to the finals next week.
Hard to believe after the last 2 weeks, but hey, we'll take it. Absolutely.
Last week you kind of survived. This week, I think the ladder saved you. That was really that. But then, everybody kind of had the arrow problem. What are your thoughts on Genie drops this seed?
Not a fan. And then I kept going to other screens, and it was like rocks. I was like, I just need something to kill so I can get the 5 rupee.
Were either of you tracking the 5 rupee droppers? Besides, Fred said something about he thinks the Vyres might have done it, but
I don't think it may have been it was something that split, because I remember getting a heck of a lot of money in one of the rooms, like early on in the seed, at the point when I didn't need it. So as I said, I'm not sure if it was a Zol split into gels, and the gels landed in the fiver, or the split gels landed in the fives, or if it was the red fire keys. It was one of those, but I remember getting like $20 in one room at one point and saying, "Oh, okay, yeah, money won't be a problem."
Was there ever a thought of Shatty of going back into level 7 as that just kind of wore on?
No, never. I was really happy to see. So I dipped back into 6 real quick, and I was really happy to see the recorder. So I knew if it wasn't in 9, at least I could record her out to wherever I need to go. But 7 would have been last on the list. I still had both items in 5, and I think 1 in the floor drop in 2.
We weren't missing much.
I understand the sentiment of going to level 7 last.
I think everybody does.
That's almost why you go to level 7 first, but this was the seed where 7 was not the troll.
Yeah, Shatty, you had the so Fred had the early red ring, and you had the air quotations early magical sword. How'd you feel about the 10 heart mags there?
Oh, just huge. I knew the ladder was in 4, and I knew I had to get back in there. And my first time through there was pretty rough. So I was really happy to see the 10 heart mags. What a rare gift.
Yeah, I think, Fred, did you kill that Patra with a wood sword? Or did you at least have a wand?
Where was Wand? Wand was
in 3.
Yeah, so I don't... Oh yeah, I think I had the wand at that point because I didn't find 4 until later on, so... See, I at least had a wand, so I was doing wand sword combo where I could.
Yeah, so Shatty, you had the definite easy time with that Patra. Just kind of walked in and were like, what, this is hard?
Fred did have red ring, though. Let's point that out.
That's true.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I found that red ring pretty quickly after getting mags. And then it was just, go. Couldn't go fast enough at that point.
Yeah, chat pointing out here, or Tracker pointing out that Captain Green might be down to 5 bomb max from giving away so many.
Captain Green, I think, is kind of giving up here. He's had enough, and honestly, after everything the seed's thrown out there, I'm not going to blame him too much.
Yeah.
There he is. GG, Captain.
Captain comes in.
Hey guys, thank you. I could have finished that out, but I didn't want to go like hunting for bombs while everyone probably wants to go to sleep on the restream. So, GG's guys.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah, it was well played. It was just unfortunate routing. I think the ladder. We mentioned it a couple times, but the ladder was the thing that eluded you, obviously, compared to the other runners. All of you had arrow issues, but the ladder was the main difference. They found that in at least half the time in level 4 than you spent, maybe even a third of the time in level 4.
Yeah, I unfortunately just mismarked something as I tried the bomb hole when I think I only tried the walk-through wall, because I was out of bombs when I walked into that mugger room, and that was apparently the only bomb hole that got in there, unless I marked something else wrong. Because I tried every single other wall in that entire level before I found what I'm pretty sure was the only bomb hole in there. So it's just bad on my part for mismarking something, is all.
That'll happen.
Definitely is one of those things that just happens in seeds sometimes.
Yep.
But you still have a strong showing on... This is the first Battle Royale of the 2020 season. So strong showing in 3rd. You're going to walk away with, I believe, 6 points we have in this season, going towards the grand total. So yeah, it's always a strong showing to go into the points, and we do expect to see you back in these battle royales.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've super enjoyed them since the start. I mean, thank you for setting up this whole series, by the way, because it sort of coincided when I started racing ZNR 2 years ago, and I've enjoyed everyone I've been in so far.
Yeah, Captain Green, fantastic randomizer runner, fantastic vanilla runner too. Has a low 30 still. Is that correct?
I think it's been sitting at a 30-33 for over a year now.
Yeah. He might maybe we can convince him to go back to that sub 30 push. But great runner of the game, and yeah, expect to see Captain Green in these final fours moving forward. But speaking of moving forward, Fred and Shatty, the showdown next week. Can we get some fighter talk here? You just weighed in. What are you gonna say?
Good
Well,
luck. We're
next
all
week-
counting on you.
Well, next week, you see, the math's going to work out for us here because we've got normally I'd have a 50% chance of beating you, but after this week, we clearly know that I have a 2/3 chance of not beating you. So therefore, there's got to be at least 125% chance that next week one of us walks out the winner.
That's just math, and it spells disaster.
I think the WWE crowd is confused right now.
Oh, I know.
Close enough.
All right. Well, thank you to all of our runners. Thank you to our tracker, Chester, in the background, keeping us up to date. Thank you to Randomania for hosting. Thanks to Mr. Cab for joining me tonight.
Well, thank you for joining me. And definitely remember to follow our runners. Names just like they are on the screen there. fcoughlin, CaptainGreen7, and Shatty. You could follow myself and Random Effect if you really want to. That's always fun too. And certainly look out for more of these battle royales as the year goes on. And special-ish announcement, because people know about it a little bit. The Zelda 1 Randomizer Spring Random % Tournament has its registration open right now. If you're interested, just hop on into the Discord or ask one of us out there. And if anybody else has more information on how to actually get in there, either way, signups are open and everyone is welcome. It'll be a lot of fun.